So the LG C1 has proven to be one of this year's most popular TVs. Its absolutely magnificent OLED panel with its stunning blacks and 4K resolution, the 120Hz refresh rate with its optimum gaming supporting VRR, FreeSync, G-Sync, even the ridiculous 4mm depth or its stunning brushed metal stand. This TV is one impressive piece of kit. But if you haven't purchased one of these yet, now could be the right time to do it. The prices are falling, and you pretty much get everything you could possibly want on this TV, in my opinion. In this video, I'm going to break down the price changes of this TV, go over why that happens, and weigh up whether you should take the plunge or keep waiting. And just as a disclosure, this is not a sponsored video. This TV has been paid for at full retail price. But first of all, let's take a look at the TV. The LG C1 is a phenomenal piece of kit. It's packed for the features and boasts phenomenal picture quality. And this TV is honestly one of the best TVs I've had. And I know I probably sound like I'm exaggerating, but this honestly is one of the nicest TVs I've ever watched. The realism that the OLED picture brings is sublime, and the gaming capabilities of this thing are absolutely fantastic, offering some of the best response times and one of the most immersive experiences in gaming. And if you want to see more of that detail about this TV and what it offers, I've done a full review, so go watch that video to get the full experience. But for now, let's get into some of the numbers and how the price of this thing has dropped. So when this TV was released, it would have cost you £1,199 or $1,299 US for the 48-inch. You now save £200 and $200. The 55-inch, $1,699. In the UK, you can now get it for $1,199 or $1,299 in the US. The 65-inch was $2,499 in the UK and is now $1,699. That's £800 off. In the US, that was $2,099 and has dropped $300 to $1,799. The 77 was $3,699 in the UK, $3,299 in the US, and in the UK that has dropped by £400. In the US, it has dropped by $400. The largest C1 available was $5,499 in the US, and that has dropped to $4,999. In the UK, that model was $6,999. I know, hardly fair. That has now dropped to $5,499, a difference of £1,500. Now, these prices are live at the time of me filming, but they may fluctuate. It is definitely worth checking the links below to see what is available and at what price. And I do apologise if I got any of the US prices wrong. Your sales tax is weird. So why does this drop happen? Well, once the TV's been out sort of 6 months or so, the manufacturer starts to lower the price, and that tends to be in time for Black Friday and the holiday season. Ultimately, they're scaling back the price to try and push more units. Another thing to consider is how do these deals stack up to the competitors' deals? Comparing the C1 to the Sony A80J, is the LG better? Is the Sony better? And I'm not trying to start a fight here, so before you start slating me in the comments, I'm just making some observations. Look, I'm going to talk to you individually now. I know you have your opinion as to which one is better, and I think that you are probably right. But you and I both know that the other people aren't going to accept it. So I'm going to stay impartial. But feel free to fight it out in the comments below, and I'll definitely read them and enjoy it. So these TVs are very similar, and we're not sure which is best. But this is what the deals look like. The Sony has dropped in price to this amount for each size available. Here are the prices. Now compare that to the LG's prices, and we have a winner for the best deal. Other than the 77-inch, the LG is £100 cheaper in the UK. In the US, the LG is $100 cheaper on the 55-inch and 77-inch, but on the 65-inch, it's $400 cheaper. Now, what you have to consider when you're buying a TV is that the deals do matter. It matters if you can save £100 or $100. It matters if you can save £500 or $500. So the fact that the LG has come down further and the LG is a cheaper option, even if it wasn't necessarily the best one, I'm not saying that it's not, but if it's not the best one, but it is considerably cheaper, it might still be the best option for you, and you need to consider it. The other thing to consider is that the Sony doesn't have a 48-inch or an 83-inch available. So if you're looking for the cheapest possible option for an OLED, then you can't go wrong with the 48-inch. And if you want something that's going to absolutely blow people away with the absolute grandeur of it, then you can only get that 83-inch with the C1. And you may think to ask, well, why didn't I just keep waiting until the price goes down and down and down? But the thing is, that doesn't really happen. Take last year's model, the C10. You can still get your hands on a 55-inch, but in the UK, that costs £1,199. Yes, that's right. That's the same price as this year's C1. Once these TVs drop in price, they aren't likely to do it again. And ultimately, eventually, the stock runs out and they just move on to the new TVs. Now, there is a chance as next year's model comes out that the C10 might drop even further, but at that point you're risking them being none of those TVs left. So you have to go for the new one or the C1, and then you would have lost 6 months with the C1. So maybe you're umming and ahhing over what would be next year's model, the C2. Should you wait and get next year's more up-to-date, newer version? I don't think so. The LG C1 brings with it almost every feature I can imagine you wanting. So it really will depend on what next year's TVs have, and we don't know what that will be. Maybe they'll bring the brighter panel from the LG G1, or maybe they'll integrate 8K like the LG Z1. Who knows? They might do neither of those things. So again, why wait? If you're in the market for a TV now and the LG C1 floats your boat, now is the best time to buy it. It's unlikely it will get any cheaper, but it's still new and cutting edge. So to have a look at this TV in a bit more detail, click this video here, or click this video to have a look at LG's entry-level TV, the A1.